Alan Ford. I'm a marine biologist and co-founder of Morphologic. And so part of our mission here in Miami is to hybridize art and science, with the coral being sort of an archetypal living art form. And so here at Design Miami we have a curio booth in which we are debuting a project that we call Coral Therapy, and it's experienced through the Oculus Rift, which is a virtual reality headset. And we've sort of designed it in order to provide the viewer with sort of a relaxing, out-of-body experience that's almost like being underwater in outer space. And it's sort of meant to be sort of a meditation on sort of the nature of, the cosmic nature of the coral reef. Okay, so I'm a marine biologist, so I came to Miami and studied marine biology at the University of Miami. And sort of over several years of living here and being friends with artists and musicians, realized that the corals that I was studying as a scientist are in fact very much living art forms themselves. And then sort of realizing that Miami is a city that is essentially built on a fossilized coral reef. A lot of the architecture that you find in Miami is actually made out of fossilized coral limestone. This is like, for instance, Coral Gables is named for this type of architecture. So here on the walls we have a wallpaper that is a brain coral fossil. And that's sort of very iconic of 20th century Miami architecture. And then layered over top we have 6 prints of a fluorescent soft coral, the species that I discovered here in Miami. And so we are trying to bring sort of these fluorescent colors and the fluid textures and the really colorful sort of iconography of these corals into 21st century Miami design. As part of our mission to raise awareness about what corals are with the general public through this aesthetic of bringing the corals into art and design. And so by introducing people as to what corals are and mesmerizing them with sort of the alien beauty of these life forms that are living all around us, we hope that people will then be more considerate about the environment, be more aware of the fact that, you know, Miami has a coral reef ecosystem and that we need to be more cognizant to protect it. You can visit us online at www.coralmorphologic.com. We have a number of films and photography. We have a lot of different scientific articles for the work that we do here in Miami. So we have a film that is called Natural History Redux, and it's a half an hour long, and it features 23 species of invertebrates that are native to South Florida. And it's a conceptual, psychedelic underwater nature film that features soundtracks that we compose ourselves. There's nothing that is CGI in the film, but it almost comes across as hyper-realistic, colorful micro-environments that are really... It's important to realize that so much of the forms in art are themselves sort of derived from nature. Nature is really the original inspiration for most sort of the human imagination. And corals are, they've been around for 500 million years, and they produce such wonderful geometries and colors that, you know, as far as I find it to be very inspiring that we live on a planet with, you know, so much color and diversity. We still know so little about these organisms, and I think that, you know, the wonder that sort of the beauty of nature can inspire can make young people realize that, you know, we have to protect the planet. As we move into a sort of a more technological, virtual reality future, there's going to be more and more computer-generated imagery dominating our lives. And so what we're trying to do with Oculus Rift is bring the nature into sort of this virtual reality headspace so that people never lose connection to the planet.